do, it will become the right approach. I will tell you in the next 1 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes or so. Okay? No. The first thing that I spoke to all of you is thinking that your interview preparation will start after your mains is the first wrong approach. There is a high probability interview result వచ్చిన తర్వాత first 10 days లోనే interview ఉండొచ్చు. Within 10 days your interview can be scheduled, and believe me, you cannot prepare in 10 days. You cannot prepare in 10 days. అందుకే question, am I ready to write mains tomorrow and ready to face the interview board day after? If you get answer to these two supplemental questions, yes, go and write the prelims exam. If the answer is no for either of it, don't go for your prelims. Especially if you are a general category student. Attempts matter the most. Attempts matter the most. English language. That it is a test of English language. The answer is no, did not. Day before yesterday, I interviewed a girl from Bihar. Last year also she went for interview. English, well, answers excellent. Last year she got 198 in it. Interview, mark. English, well, answer excellent. She has substance. She may not have the command of language, but she has substance. She got 198. I'm not making up. It is reality. It means language ki weight ledu, kani substance ki weight. And most of you approach UPSC with an intention to by heart. I was traveling in metro in Delhi. I've not traveled much in metro in Delhi. Integrity, balance, and administrative aptitude. ఒక్క వర్డ్లో చెప్పాలి అంటే in interview they are basically saying only one thing: can you be trained to become a bureaucrat? నిన్ను బ్యూరోక్రాట్ లాగా తయారు చేయొచ్చా లేదా? Are you a person who has fixated mindset? If you are a person, if you are a fixated mindset, you are a big no to UPSC. You're a big no, because you cannot be trained.
Do you keep
At what time I have to say, I'm so sorry sir, I got it wrong? Yes, if you are right, if you so firmly believe you are right, sir, I think my information source is correct, but there is a possibility that I may be wrong. I will definitely cross check after this interview. I think हो गया ना, छोड़ दो ना वहीं पे. Why do you have to hang there? It means that you are a person who is trying to become bravado, brave. నన్ను మించినాడు ఎవడు లేడు. No, you have to know where you should display your maturity skills. Never ever get into altercation mode. If you have been found wrong, which you believe is right, no problem. We are also not gods, no? Panel members, they also can commit mistake. నీకు అప్పుడు నువ్వు రైట్ అని ప్రూవ్ చేసుకోవడం కావాలా, లేకపోతే నీకు ఇంటర్లో మార్కులు కావాలి? This is the correct information, but I will definitely go and have a look. అయిపోయింది. Why do you have to get into confrontation mode? That shows that you lack. There is a old proverb, no, that tiger and fox ki ladai. నక్ అంటది గడ్డి బ్లూ కలర్ లో ఉంటుంది, పుల్ అంటది లేదు లేదు గడ్డి గ్రీన్ కలర్ లో ఉంటుంది. సో ది టైగర్ అండ్ ది ఫాక్స్ both go to the lion, who is the king of the jungle, to ask what is originally the color of the grass. The lion says it is blue. After the fox leaves, the tiger asks the lion, ఏం మాట్లాడుతున్నావు, గ్రాస్ ఇస్ గ్రీన్ కదా అంటే, if he is believing it is blue, let him believe. Why do you have to correct him? Grass is green, you are fooling yourself. So you have to display maturity when somebody is visibly wrong and trying to act that he is right. Okay, you are right, fine, leave it. So that is what they are testing in the interview. And అక్కడ వెళ్ళి కన్ఫ్రంట్ చేసుకుంటే పోయి ఇంటర్వ్యూ ఇస్ గాన్. See this. Everybody commits this mistake. Generally there are 5 people in the UPSC panel interview. Most of the time there will be one lady member. Most, probably almost. Okay. To bring that balance in the board, they will bring one lady member also. At times she may be the chairperson also. That possibility is also there. When you enter, when you see there are 5 people, one lady and other male, whether you are a female or a male candidate, you will wish good morning ma'am, good morning sirs. No shaking of head. Good morning, good morning, good morning. No, you will do this. నేను చెప్పిన తర్వాత కూడా good morning ma'am, good morning sir. You don't have to bend yourself to say good morning or good afternoon. No need. And people are too quick to go and sit on that chair. Why? This is the chair. You are the board members. I have entered from here. I'll come and stand next to the chair. That is the door. This is the chair meant for me. You are the UPSC panel. I enter, I come and stand. I'll wait for the board to tell me please be seated. Or if you feel that it is delayed 5-7 seconds, ask very politely, sir. Or if you see the chairperson is a lady, ma'am, may I have the permission to sit? She will almost instantly say, I'm so sorry, please be seated. She will tell this, mind it. And be patient. They will tell you to sit. కూర్చోడానికి అది పిలిచింది. నిల్చొని ఇంటర్వ్యూ అవ్వదు కదా. So they will make you sit. Don't be worried about that. And you sit so hesitant, so hurriedly. No, నీకో ఎవడు కూర్చోడు. పిలిచిన ఎవడు రాడు. నీకోసమే next 25 minutes. Sit aram se. Adjust yourself. And sitting posture is generally upright with your hands on your legs, with your knees closer, with your knees closer. If the knees are spread, it is an informal gesture. The knees have to be closed. Okay? Once you sit, there is no permission to move your hands because hand movement is professorial. Professors వాడతారు నాలంటే ఏదో వాడతారు. You cannot become professor sitting in the interview board. So you will keep your hands rested on your feet. The point is, for example, this is the layout of the board. ఇలా ఉంటుంది. The chairperson will be sitting here, 2 members here, 1 member here, 1 member here, 1 member here, 1 member here, and you will almost be somewhere here. It means నీ immediate left కి ఒకడు ఉన్నాడు, almost నీ immediate right కి ఇంకొకడు. And this is how you will be answering. This is how you will be answering to the board. And you are sitting on this chair here. Listen to this statement. Importance of eye contact is what I am trying to teach you. Assuming this person is asking the question to you. When this person is asking question to you, this person deserves 75% of attention to him or her. So when you are answering, 75% of the time you will look at that person and answer. 15% the neighboring person. 90 అయిపోయింది. A మిగతా 10% you have to give it to the chairperson. And once when this person is asking, everybody will get not more than 4-5 questions. In one of the question where you are very confident that you have answered exceptionally well, one of the question, you will look this side. If he has not completed asking you, he knows that I am going to talk to a confident person. And out of these 5 questions, imagine 3 questions you know excellent answers. Assumption. When giving the answer, you will fulfill this 10% requirement. You will look at the chairperson at least once. In these 3 questions, answering minimum once. This is called positive reinforcement.
Watch this video.
This is called what? మార్కులు ఇచ్చేది ఆయనే కదా. ఈయన ఆన్సర్లు ఇచ్చే లాభమే ఉంది. మార్కులు ఇచ్చేది ఎవరు? చైర్పర్సనే. They are only recommendatory in nature. All 4 of them said 160. The chairperson feels 190. You will get 190. They cannot question it because they are only advisory in nature. Everybody said 190. Chairman 9 and 155. You will get 155. So your papa in the board is chairperson or mummy in the board is chairperson. No. When you are giving excellent answers, looking back at the chairperson, good. Next his turn comes. He is bashing you. తనకు మాసిన క్వశ్చన్ అన్ని అడుగుతున్నాడు. నీకు ఒక్క దాని కూడా ఆన్సర్ రాదు. Assumption, possibility. Maybe an area where you are weak and he is an expert in that field is bashing you one after the other question. Again you will look at the chairperson. కాపాడుతండి. అయ్యా ఎవరిని తీసుకొచ్చి కూర్చోబెట్టిను, అసలు వీడు ఏం అడుగుతున్నాడు నాకు అర్థం కావట్లేదు, ప్లీజ్ సేవ్ మీ. బిలీవ్ మీ, he will come to your rescue. Because the role of the chairperson is to make you feel comfortable. He will come to your rescue. He is duty bound to come. No, I think it is too heavy a question to ask him. He is just a student. Why are you asking administrative answers questions from him? He is not yet joined the service. Why I am telling this is, you will be surprised to know, the way you are being tested in this interview, they are also being tested. Because ఈ నలుగురు బోర్డు మెంబర్స్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో వీళ్ళు ఒక వారం కోసం వస్తారు, మండే టు ఫ్రైడే, 5 రోజులు మాత్రమే వీళ్ళు వచ్చేది. అండ్ మళ్ళీ వీళ్ళని పిలవాలా వద్దా అన్న నిర్ణయం తీసుకునేది చెప్పి. అందుకే ఐ సెడ్, ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ దే సే 160, if he says 190, they will say okay sir, మళ్ళీ రావాలిగా. So the way you are under testing, they are also under testing. And their report, they are good or bad, is submitted by the chairperson to UPSC on the Thursday evening. They are good అని చెప్పేసి. So like you, they are also being tested. If he one after the other candidate फालतू सवाल पूछेगा, the chairperson will say next time below Ravi, it will waste. So they are also under, so that's why they will not ask illogical questions. So you generally see, see, one thing please understand, what you see in YouTube of interview, one thing I can guarantee, interview atla jaragadu. They will not ask YouTube oriented questions. They will ask very specific questions that will test your personality traits. Okay, understand? Calmly greet collectively, andarku okasari sit upright, relaxed but attentive. Relax anagane kaal మీద కాల్ వేసుకొని, no. Listen fully. This is the biggest problem. You have to listen fully before answering. 90% of the students are in a hurry to answer. You will not allow the board person to complete the question and you will start answering. వాడు ఇంకా అయిపోలేదు. Maybe he will change the context of the question in the end. Be patient, no? He will give you time to answer. There are 2 types of students here. One who is impatient to answer, the other who does not know when to stop. వాడు అడిగింది 150 వర్డ్, నువ్వు రాస్తుంది ఎస్ఏ ఇంటర్వ్యూలో. No, గోల్డెన్ రూల్ ఏమంటదంటే you cannot continue to talk for more than 25 seconds. Any answer to be given by you, it has to be consolidated in such a way that 20-25 seconds में तेरा आंसर खत्म हो जाना चाहिए. If it crosses 25 seconds, take it in writing from me. He is not listening to you. They don't have that much of patience to listen to you for such a long period. 30 seconds is the ultimate. Because I'll tell you why. Understand this. Every candidate gets 20 to 25 minutes. UPSC interview 10 o'clock start అవుతుంది, 1 o'clock stop అవుతుంది, 2 o'clock start అవుతుంది, 5 o'clock stop అవుతుంది. They have to what you call interview 10 candidates each. 10 candidates each. పొద్దున 5 before lunch, lunch తర్వాత 5. So technically you will get this much amount of time. 5 members ఉన్నారు, అందరికి 5 నిమిషాలు. If you take more than 30 seconds to answer, it means you are reducing the number of questions available for a board member. Yes or no? If you give in 30 seconds, he will get how many? Maximum 5 minutes ఉన్నాయంటే 10 questions. If you give him more time to ask you a question, he will also take maybe 10-15 seconds to ask a question also. But frame his question, he will take time. Generally, golden rule is 6 to 7 questions each board member will ask. 5 to 7 bracketing also. 4 you may know, 3 you may not know. If you give elongated answers, you have not given him adequate chance to ask more questions. So you will punish yourself. That's why you have to 30 seconds. Generally, they don't ask elongated questions. They ask very briefly, and they will expect a very brief answer. Okay? They will expect a very brief answer. Avoid overconfidence, nervous, over politeness, and casual posture. No, nervousness ఉంటుంది ఎంత చేసినా అది, that is a positive stress, good also. But one thing you should avoid is over politeness. If you showcase over politeness, then you are unfit for bureaucracy, because at time you have to take bold decisions. If you showcase a personality signature that you lack boldness, then they will not admire you as a person. You will have to take action. So be, but at the same time, do not become Rambo in the interview. No, you have to be very, very confident when you will take a bold stand, when you will take an accommodative stand in the interview. For example, I asked a question to one of the students. You are the district collector in one of the districts. In your office, there is one person who needs corrections in his discipline. What will you do? She said, I will talk to him. I said, no improvement. So again, I will talk to him. I said, no improvement. I will convince him. I said, no improvement. Next what? Sir, I'll again talk to him. Arre, how many times you will talk? The time to give him a kick is also there, no? So how do you, why will you, sir, should I do it? Arre, you are a district collector. నువ్వు గట్టిగా చూస్తే వాడు ప్యాంట్ కట్టుకోవాలా, అంత భయం ఉండాలా. Then only you will be an efficient administrator. So that is where you need to learn when to show boldness in your personality. You cannot be accommodative. You are not here to make friends. In bureaucracy, you are not here to make friends. You are here to execute the job. You are the custodian of the public reserve, public funds. You are the reflection of the public, administrative machinery. You have to be bold. If required, you need to take disciplinary action. Give him a charge sheet. So give me explanation in 3 days why your, discipline is not improving upon, and why you should not be punished. 4th day, he'll be on your feet. But provided you know how to address that particular issue. Okay? So try to show that you are a person who cannot be taken for a ride. You cannot be taken for a ride. Board checks honesty and authenticity, integrity and self-awareness. What is the right approach? Admit when you don't know. If they ask you what is the difference in the concept of religion between Akbar and somebody else, if you know, you know. If you don't know, I don't. The biggest problem with the students is they think even today it is the interview is the test of. The answer is no. The answer is a big no. Interview is not the test of your factual awareness. You may not know it. They will not. When you should know, when you need not know. Very important. When you should know. This is also very important. Factual. When you should know. If it is written anywhere in your DAF about it. You have written, sir, I was with NGO which was trying to help the old age people. Very good. The first question would be, tell me what are the statutory provisions related to old age people in our country? What is the law governing? Where in the constitution written about old age people? What is the law of the land related to the old age people? Tell me the historical reference of any social movement that happened for the cause of the old age people. You cannot say, sorry sir, I don't. If you have written in your DAF that I worked for the old age people, the board will assume that you know anything and everything about the old age people. They will not assume that अरे ये किसी old age में काम किया होगा, वहाँ जाके कंबल दिया होगा. They will not stop there. They will assume that. Now they will ask you, tell us how did globalization impacted the old age healthcare? Tell me how climate change is impacting the old age. Tell me how changing societal norms is impacting the old age. You should have answered. You cannot say, sir, ये तो बहुत ज़्यादा पूछ लिया आपने. Now, if you don't answer such questions, you will be punished. Because you have written in your DAF. I did not ask out of box anywhere. I asked one student from UP, कि भैया tell me what is the law related to transgenders in India. He could not answer. Couple of questions related to transgenders I asked. Bar aane ke baad I generally discuss with the students. He asked me, sir, why did you ask transgender questions to me? I said, beta, you are from UP. UP has the highest population of transgenders in India. You should know. बोला सर ये तो मैंने सोचा ही. बोला आप सोचो. समझा? They would assume that you are a well-read person. See, is it in your syllabus? No, but you are born there. So he wants you to know what your state has, the demographic composition. And what did the government do? I asked him the question, during the British time, which law made their status as criminal and illegal? He was silent, like all of us. Go back home and study about it. So you should know from where you are coming, and your state or area represents the interest of whom. And if you are a district collector, if your state has the highest number of transgenders, there is a possibility the concentration of that is there in your district. And what are the schemes for them, and is it being executed correctly on ground or not? यही तो देखना है. और तुम बोलोगे सर ये तो सिलेबस में नहीं है. सिलेबस में नहीं होगा. You have to prepare it from day one of your preparation. If somebody has prepared on this topic from day one, will he hesitate? बोलेगा फट 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 फट, he will tell this bill, that will, खत्म. You are impressed. That is when, the moment you leave, this fellow will tell, कि sir, इसको, this was the person who asked. He will tell him, sir, 190 plus candidate. He satisfied all my questions perfectly well. Two people will tell 190, he will give 200. You have to work. बात समझ में आ रही है? ठीक है? Understand that. See, interview is not, you have to imagine. See, I'll tell you something. You understand DAF, no? DAF, detailed application form. Detailed application form. The DAF is given to the member 2-3 minutes before you enter. Just 2-3 minutes. Next candidate, first candidate బయటికి వెళ్తాడు, next candidate DAF ఉంటుంది. He will read. 5 నిమిషాలు ఏం చదువుకుంటాడు? సూపర్ ప్లేసే కదా. కానీ ఆయన అనుభవంతో he will ask out of his experience. Maybe as a bureaucrat, he himself, if at all he is a bureaucrat, he would have traveled to your state. He would have enjoyed the food of your state. He would have observed the social fabric of your state. He would have observed some specialization of your state. He will ask a question to you. There's one girl from Bihar. That was a district where makhana is cultured. Makhana, you know, the full makhanas. The board member asked her, tell me the process of making of makhana. That girl said, I don't know. She said, beta, your place is known for full makhana in the world. How come you don't? If she doesn't know, I accept it, because in her place the full makhana is not even sold. But in her place the full makhana is made, cultured there. He said, no, I expect you to know this. So your knowledge has to be extraneous. Extraneous knowledge. You should, loka jnanam antanga. That should be there. నీకు లోక జ్ఞానం ఉండాలి. పుస్తకాల జ్ఞానం పనికిరాదు ఇంటర్వ్యూలో. లోక జ్ఞానం ఉండాలి. అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్? ఓకే. నౌ దిస్ ఇస్ ద బిగ్గెస్ట్ మిస్టేక్. అవాయిడ్ బ్లఫింగ్. తెలీదు, ఏదో మాట్లాడుతున్నావు. బికాస్ నాకు తెలీదు అని చెప్పే ధైర్యం లేదు. ఈ బ్యూరోక్రసీలో ఒక గోల్డెన్ రూల్ ఉంది. రిమెంబర్ దిస్ రూల్ ఫర్ లైఫ్. ది గోల్డెన్ రూల్ ఈస్ unless and until you don't know something confirmatively 100% true or about that fact, don't open your mouth. In bureaucracy, interview anatla నీకు తెలియదు అంటే, ఒకవేళ ప్రశ్న నిన్ను సూటిగా అడగబోతుంది అంటే, if somebody is asking you that question directly, if you are doubtful in your answer, excuse yourself. Sir, I'm not very sure about my stand on this. I'll read or find out and I'll surely come back to you by you. If you bluff, the minister or the departmental superior who asked you, he will stamp you as a bluff master. He a bluff master. Bureaucracy mein bluff master is a problem creator. So you give a signature, are ye to bluff master. So when you talk with confidence, else you don't talk. You excuse yourself, you take a call. Sir, I think my confirmatory information is not there on this topic. I wish to not take a guess, but if you allow me, I may take a try. And if it is right, say thank you sir, I think I remembered it correctly. If it is wrong, I'm so sorry sir, I need to read more about it. Why to bluff? But we tend to make an impression by bluffing. Exaggeration. Jarigindi Paula, cheptundi roopai. No, you should not do. Memorized personas, no, not at all. Nu batti kattukoni vachinavante inga assalu oppodu. They hate people who cram and talk in front of the board. There was one incident. One situation was given by the board member. In your area of responsibility, the menace of street vendors has increased manyfold. The street vendors are occupying the pavements. It is creating traffic jam situation. What will you do? He said, I will evict them. You tell me the process. You cannot do lathi charge on them about democracy. You will have to give a proper methodology. Like sir, for sure, because it is creating a traffic jam, it is a grave cause of concern. And if it is in my area of responsibility, I am responsible for the traffic jam. I will ensure that it will not be there. My plan of action is, I will give them advance notice. Next to 15 days, alternate place. If within my capacity, identify an alternate place, give them 15 days to shift. I will provide all possible support in terms of transport facility to shift their personal belongings. I will ensure I'll appoint an officer who will stand on ground and oversee and see to it that nobody is forced or abused during the process of this. And once shifted from here, I will ensure that they get rehabilitated there well. And I will use the local social media platforms to tell the common public that these people are now available in this particular area. And I will also put a board here, this road is wide and open because our street vendors decided to leave this place. A thank you note for 30 seconds. यही तो चाहिए.
మీకు తెలుసా
Be properly planned. There could be a they may hesitate, they may do hartal, they may do, yes sir, hartal chalega, lekin dukaan hategi. In democracy they have every right to do hartal. Let them do, I will not disturb them, but I will tell the shop will shift for sure. I have a direction to evict you. I will evict you, there is no matter what. If I have to use force, I will use the force in the eviction process. You want to do hartal, sit, no problem. Hartal ke liye there is a place specified, Jantar Mantar, go sit there, no problem. I'll give you security also when you're doing hartal. But you have to go from here. It means you are a person who will solve problems. 210 number. Okay, so not easy to answer in an interview setup, but I'm just trying to give you a way out. If things in the society happens because the police is corrupt, the day police comes to do its job correctly, no wrong thing can happen on this earth. But the problem is in some or the other dimensions, the police people get corrupt. If the belt shop time is 10 p.m., it should close at 10 p.m. दो लाठी ओनर के पीठ पे लगेगा, 9:58 पे close हो जाएगा. But you should have the courage to do that. You do it once, next day it will close at 9:58. A spurious liquor, see, that's what I'm saying. Spurious liquor, see, if the police person comes to do his job, no, many people have sleepless nights. Many people will have sleepless nights. Okay? See, Bihar as a state, highly intoxication was there. Today it is a dry state. So many pressures came, but the government stood its stand. No liquor shop means no liquor. Yes, black mein ho raha hai, no denying. Then the police is to be answerable. You see, ఎప్పుడైనా సరే మీ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ లో ఇది జరుగుతుంది, తప్పు జరుగుతుంది అంటే ఫస్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఇస్ I take the responsibility for this problem. It is my responsibility to address this issue. Never back off in taking responsibility. I am responsible for my district. And if this is happening in my district, then it is my failure, sir. I would immediately sprung into action and I will do A, B, C, D, E, F. I always give this example. We are running institute. These institutes have been running from donkey's years in this place. But it was only when Amrapali madam became the GHMC commissioner, a police sub-inspector came and said, Madam asked who is the owner of the institute. We want to know, we are creating a database. We want to know who is the manager of the institute, who should be contacted in case of an emergency. She made the data list of the entire GHMC, not only this. She did geotag mapping of the entire city and hardly she was there in the GHMC. Now tell me, were there no GHMC officers before her? Nobody came. She is a person who is upright and who is known for doing her job to the best of her capability. Will she be forgotten in the history of GHMC? Never. Because in that 6-8 months, whatever she was, she tried to do a lot of big things. So that is what the UPSC board is seeing. Are you an armchair bureaucrat or you will do things on ground which are visible? The change will be visible on ground. If you can give this message, those plus, they want to push you out. They want to push you out. I always tell this to my students. If you are less than 23 years, 24 years of age, if you are entering the interview room, in front of your name 180 is already written. Before you enter the interview room, तेरे नाम के सामने 180 लिख दिया हम लोगों ने. Now it is up to you to take it to 200 or 140. They appreciate youngsters coming forward. They want 21, 22 people. They give 170, 180, 190 दे देगा. If at all there is no extreme, wrongs visible, he'll give you 180, 190. If you prove that you don't deserve, he will not give in that 20 minutes. So you should not prove it other. Be a balanced person. You talk sensibly, respectfully, be grounded. He will give you the marks. Okay? See this. Self-awareness, DAF mastery. Whatever you have written in the DAF, you should know the history, geography, biology, sociology of it. If you have written NCCC certificate, I always see this. NCCC certificate likha hai. What is the NCC song? I don't know, sir. NCC చేసిన అంటున్నావు, NCC సాంగ్ గుర్తులేదు అంటున్నావు. ఏం NCC చేసినావు? It means your association with NCC was superficial. It means you are a person who will not go in depth in connecting with the objective of an institution. The NCC song is written to bring fraternity in the community. हम सब भारतीय हैं. First word. हम सब भारतीय है. अपनी मंजिल एक है. Our destination is one, and we are all Indians. And देश की रक्षा की खातिर हम शमशीर उठा लेंगे. If the time comes to protect my motherland, I will pick up the weapon. Because NCC is a voluntary organization, which is the third line of defense of your country. It is the reserve force of your country. And you'll be surprised to know, India has the largest reserve force in the world. Our active army strength is less than China, but our reserve strength is much, much more than China. Because NCC constitutes the reserve force. See, there is so much of depth. And that fellow only understands ABC certification. Because reservation milega. Uske aage kuch pata hi nahi. So will I appreciate such a student? Obviously the answer is no. So that is what they are trying to test in. That is what they are trying to test in. One person wrote cricket. He did not write I am a batsman, bowler, nothing. He wrote cricket. Are chustava aadtava na adina first. Sir, I do both. Very good. Now tell me how the history of cricket has changed. You tell me the organizational structure. Zero. Something. What is the physical standard testing of the cricket? No, nothing. But only started playing it in the international format, what it is. He has no answer. I said it is
మీ మొదటి బస్ ట్రిప్ డిస్కౌంట్ పొందండి.
the complete DAF is not held by everybody. Only chairperson has the full DAF, and other 4 members have few extracts of the DAF. Other few members may not even know what is your option. There is a possibility. They may not even know also what is your option. The chairperson would definitely know what is your option. There are a lot of wrong inhibitions about interview. They would know your last interview score and all that nonsense. Nothing. They will judge you based on your performance that day. And the complete DAF would be there with the chairperson, and the other 4 members will get the extracts of your DAF. So the chances of asking you a question from optional are rare. Takwa. And if it happens to be the area of interest of the chairperson, then definitely he may ask few questions from your option. And optional is one area you should have everything. One person wrote in the interview, detailed study of international relations in South Asia. That's a very good. How many countries in South Asia? He does not know the answer. అంటే నాకు అక్కడ ఇల్లు ఉంది అంటున్నాడు కానీ అడ్రస్ తెలియదు అంటున్నాడు. Will you accept it as truth? So I asked him the only question, is Afghanistan part of South Asia? He has no answer. Is Myanmar part of South Asia? I'm not so sure. Then what are you studying? You got into detailed relations. What is the basic relation? Correlation. What is the biggest threat to the South Asian identity? And again, answer me. The biggest threat is Pakistan is trying to create a South Asian identity in the absence of India. He is not aware. It means you are bluffing in that. And how could you expect to get 210 plus? So you have to know, because it reflects your achievements, reflects your personality, reflects your understanding. See, in interview, they are seeing your depth. Prelims is seeing your width of knowledge. Prelims is not testing your depth. Mains is testing your general current affairs. The personality test is testing your depth. You have to answer. History optional hai. One panel member asked, tell me the timelines of history. Ante. He asked which time frame, then he said, okay, ancient to modern. He said something, the panel member said wrong. He said something else, again the panel member said wrong. He said something, again the panel member said wrong. He got vexed. After that, his mind blew up. उसके बाद कोई सवाल का जवाब ढंग से दिया. If you are a student of history, if the timelines are not correctly known, what is the message you have given? You have not studied the subject well. So you need to be very, very careful with your DAF. And believe me, 200 తెచ్చుకోవడం easy కాదు. It is not a joke. That's why the beauty is, every year when the results come, I'm sure this year also it will be true. The topper will not be the topper of interview. The overall All India rank 1, he or she, we don't know who will be that, will not be the topper of personality test. It does not happen. Maybe once in 50, 40 years it will happen. That the topper is the topper of it. Because more weightage is there for the mains. అందుకే మెయిన్స్ లో ఎక్కువ వచ్చిన వాళ్ళకి ర్యాంక్ 1 వచ్చే అవకాశం ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. ఇంటర్వ్యూ పోయినా సరే ర్యాంక్ 1 వస్తుంది. దట్ ఈస్ ది స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ఆఫ్ ది మెయిన్స్. దే విల్ ఆస్క్ 100%. నీ అదృష్టం. గుడ్ క్వశ్చన్. ఆ స్టూడెంట్ కేమ్ ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్. కర్మగాలి, నాకు కొంచెం నాలెడ్జ్ బాగానే ఉంది. వాడు కర్మగాలి, నాది కాదు. And from NIT. I asked him, what is this ADAS system that is making lot of noise? Automatic driver assistance system. Said, sir, I don't. Then I said, what is SCADA system? He said, sir, I don't. I said, okay, chal, theek hai, ho sakta hai, don't. Then I asked him a question. Tell me how metallurgy impacts the mechanical engineering. One first question I said, okay, I'll make it easier for you. We have gone to moon, we have gone to Mars. Why we are not able to produce a jet engine for ourselves? Mechanical hai, link hai, you have to tell. Metallurgy is involved. Link is there with electrical also, link is there with mechanical also, link is there with metallurgical and engineering also. Puchal. Why all the inflammable material carrying vehicles, the body is cylindrical in shape? What fuse legi pe? When the petrol tank is going on. People will expect you to know the answer. That is where your extraneous knowledge. Now, who will tell whether it should be asked, should not be asked, can be asked, cannot be asked? Ever chapter. Based on your, one student was there, electronics engineering. I asked her, explain me what is GPS spoofing that was in news recently. She could not answer it well. I thought probably she is not aware. Then I said, recently we launched the biggest satellite, heaviest satellite, the Bahubali satellite. What is the advantage of it? You tell. No, she doesn't know. Then I said, what are the different type of frequencies? Explain me the difference between HF, VHF and UHF frequencies. No. So this is how. బేసిక్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ డొమైన్స్ నీకు తెలియకపోతే నువ్వు ఇంకెందుకు ఎలక్ట్రానిక్స్ ఇంజనీర్? ఇట్ ఈస్ లైక్, సార్ నాకు బల్బ్ తీయడం రాదు, బట్ ఐఎమ్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ ఇంజనీర్. బల్బ్ పెట్టడం రాదు, ఎలక్ట్రికల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ సర్టిఫికేట్తో పాటు గంగలో దూకిపోవాలి, వదిలేదు ముందుతున్నప్పుడు దాన్ని. ఓకే, సో అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్స్ ది పర్స్పెక్టివ్ వాట్ ఐమ్ ట్రైంగ్. ఇది చాలా మందికి మిస్సింగ్, క్లారిటీ ఆఫ్ థాట్ ఉండదు. స్టార్ట్ విత్ ఎ క్లియర్ స్టాన్స్, సపోర్ట్ విత్ వన్ ఆర్ టూ లాజికల్ పాయింట్స్, కన్క్లూడ్ క్రిస్పీ. యాక్చువల్లీ థింకింగ్ క్లారిటీ లేదు, ఇంకేం కాదు. చెప్పం
పాటు
యువర్ సబ్జెక్ట్ గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్. The first question they will ask is what is latest in mechanical engineering. That is the first question they will ask. What is latest in electrical? See, there's one guy from aeronautical engineering. I asked him a question. See, I've been trying to get answer to this question from many students. I'm not getting an answer. Tell me what went wrong with Tejas since the Dubai air show. You're an aeronautical engineer. Tell me what is the G minus effect and all. Chapla boy. IIT, aeronautical engineer. I said, if you cannot explain, how will a common man understand then? What is G effect? And if you say, sir, that maneuver should not have been done at such a low altitude. I said, he's such a senior pilot. Do you think he'll commit such grave mistake of doing a particular maneuver at such low altitude? What went wrong? No, sir, I cannot comment. If you can't comment, sir, it is still under investigation. I know it is still under investigation. But what is your education telling you about this? Where did he go wrong? You getting my point? So this is where you, in your domain of expertise, he will ask a solution to a problem in society. He will ask a solution. Anthropology pe in questions vastayi. Societal framework nunchi. Anthropological perspective they will ask. Give me the anthropological perspective of this. Why man is becoming too materialistic? Give anthropological perspective. The social communal violence is happening. Give the anthropological perspective. Who spoke about this? The glass ceiling effect. Give the anthropological perspective. You have to take the name of thinkers and talk. You have to. You cannot say, sir, ये तो हमने मेंस में लिखा, by heart किया था, भूल गए. You cannot give that answers. So you have to be prepared for such. See, if you work on your thinking process, no, you will get the result. See, చాలా తెలివిగా you can steer your interview in a particular direction where you are strong. Very cleverly you can do it. But most of us, what happens is, you are into మీరు ఒక మోడ్లో వెళ్ళిపోతారు, ఇది స్విచ్ ఆఫ్ అయిపోతుంది. One girl, పాపం too young, 21 years old. I asked her, what is your mobile number? I said, do you know your mobile number? She said, till 10 minutes I knew, sir. Now, she took 5-7 seconds to recall her mobile number. I did not ask her mothers or fathers or friends, no. I asked her mobile number. The mind will be at such stress that you tend to forget what you have, what you are or who you are, where are you coming from. Ask stress flow, clarity of thought maintain. Then you are an excellent candidate. They are not, see, I'm saying, again I'm repeating. If it is not concerning your DAF, if they ask you anything and you say, sorry sir, I don't know, fairly okay. Any factual information which is not part of your DAF, they asked you, you said, I'm sorry sir, I don't know. But you cannot say sorry sir to a question which is there in your DAF. You cannot say sorry sir to a question which is opinionated. Means you have to apply your mind in answering those questions. If you fail there, then definitely you are in the wrong place. They'll punish. DAF lo rasundi neeku teliyadu, you will be punished. Opinionated answer adigaru, daniki nu sarigga jawabu ivvalekapoyinavu, they'll punish. Take time to think. There's one girl. I'll come to that point. I thought of coming it now. I'll tell now. She's a feminist, core feminist. Nothing wrong to be a feminist, but you cannot be feminist to the level that you become biased towards the opposite gender. Excellent girl from DU, Delhi University. I'm sure she'll do well. But the problem is, on that day, which board she will sit? Will that board punish her for this personality gap or not? We don't. Excellent girl, spoke well, everything well. Taekwondo, gold medalist, everything. I reading a DAF, I said, are you in some rage with the men? Because it is all fighting. And she said, yes sir. It is visibly clear. అడిగిన ప్రశ్న కూడా మగ జాతిని తీసి వారేస్తాయి భూమి నుంచి అన్నట్టు మాట్లాడుతుంది. I said, I am feeling threatened now. She had some laugh on her face. No sir. Then I told her after the interview, don't showcase this. If you showcase this, you will stop. See, I'll talk about two-dimensional questions. Very important. One is religion, second is God. Most difficult questions to answer. One is the religion, second is respect to God. You should know, if you believe in God, there's nothing wrong to accept that I believe in God. If you have a stand, I don't believe in God. And if the other person believes in God, you may hold your standpoint, but don't become aggressive in your response. Don't become. I think that these are all human created with an intention to control the behavior of a man. When you have self-controlling capacity, I think there is no need of any God. Fine, no problem. But you cannot say these are all idiotic practices that you people are doing. No, you cannot take that particular stand. So try to take a standpoint of review that is not humiliating to somebody. I think that this is basically to bring some discipline in the behavior of the humans. And I think I am a self-regulated person. I don't need God to regulate me. So I don't believe in the dimension of God. But I am definitely not against it. I have friends who go to temple. I interact with them. I spend time with them. But I don't believe in that. I do also go to temple also at times, but I don't believe. Because I have to satisfy my parental urge that I should go to temple. But I don't believe. Fine. Who's stopping? But you should know how to put your stand across without hurting the sentiment of anybody. So that standpoint. Second is religion. Religion पे बहुत सवाल आएंगे, हिंदुत्व पे सवाल आएगा. You should know how to handle it. Sir, in a society where majority is one particular religion, the minority does tend to get threatened. So it is the responsibility of the majority to make the minority feel comfortable. You have to make this stand. Whether you like it or hate it, you have to take this stand. You cannot say, no, the minority has to listen everything what the majority says. No. You have to be accommodative. At times, the minority may cross the line also, but you have to, as a majority, show restraint. That is the value system of our culture, that is tolerance. You have to show. You have to talk. ठीक है? But अगर बहुत ही ज़्यादा aggressive कोई member हो जाता है, which generally the chairperson will come into action immediately. This is where you will seek it upward and right. ठीक है? If you remember. So that is where he will come to us. Is that it? Leave it. One of my interviews, I remember, one of the panel members, he was an ex-IPS officer, Shivanandan sir, very senior IPS officer, retired from the Maharashtra Commissionerate. He said, what is your opinion on robotic dogs? My first question was, sir, what am I guarding? He said, no, that is immaterial. No, sir, that is material. I cannot accept. Because if you don't tell me what I am guarding, what instruments of access control I should keep, how I can take a call. If you tell me what I am guarding, then definitely I'll tell you. Okay, it is the gold of the nation that you are guarding. I said, yes, I'll definitely have a robotic dog. If not the gold, I said, I'll not have. Well, why? Because the cost benefit analysis also has to be seen. I will not put robotic dogs outside the mall. No? There is no need. So it depends what I am guarding. So he got into kind of altercation with me. Then the board chairperson almost showed his hand to him. Because he understood, I am talking logic, he is talking nonsense. He cannot tell him nonsense in front of me. No? Definitely after my interview, I would have told him, kya nonsense baat kar raha tha? But I did not lose my cool. I said, sir, I'm fine. I don't think I need a robotic dog outside the mall also. Because if the dog goes frenzy, and if it attacks the common people, who will stop? Dog to dog. Okay? So you'll have to show the presence of your mind also. Okay? What I suggest all of you is, nowadays you will have to fill the DAF before your prelims are over. Take a printout of the DAF and see how you can project yourself to be a good administrator to the board. They are looking for administrators. Most of the students are coming from IITs. Let me tell you, there is a big crowding out effect also. Because the IITians are good in competitive skills. You have to beat them to be there. There was one day, from 12 interviews we did, 7 were IITians. 7 out of 12. And they are good. Let me tell you, they are good. And they proved, no, they are good, that's why they are in IIT. I said, why have you come here? The nation has spent almost 50 lakhs on you to train you technically. Why have you come here? Don't you think you're a waste of national resource? They have their own reasoning too. But at the end of the day, he's your competitor. No? And you have to be better than him or her. So you see the level of competition. That's why I'm saying, take the printout of your DAF and see where you can make an impression and tell the board member, see, I am better than him or her. I'll tell you a few things. If you come from an economic background which is very, very weak, they will support. Because in the DAF, your annual income is written, parental annual income is written. I've seen people writing 15,000 annual income and sitting in the interview. The board acknowledges that you will get good support from the board. Unless and until you prove yourself to be an idiot, they will support you. If somebody has come who is a blind, physically challenged, or somebody who does not have that socio-economic standing in the society, you will get the support of the board. But don't be sympathetic in your approach. Don't seek sympathy for yourself. No. Be proud. Take pride in your social status at that day also. But the board is mindful of the fact. It will help. The children who come interview, both the parents lost at the age of 2. Imagine that girl has come to interview first attempt. Imagine a situation losing both your parents when you're just 2 years old. How you would have been left to the societal chessboard. Still you're sitting in the first attempt in the interview room. That speaks volumes about your persistence. Obviously UPSC is looking for such candidates. So try to highlight any dimension where you try to tell, I deserve to be selected. That the board can only give you a few additional marks. They cannot confirm your selection. You may get the highest in interview, still your name may not be there. It happened in 2012 with one of my friends. He was a CRPF officer, Arun sir. He got 203. 203 was the highest interview in that year. Got 203 in interview, name not in the final. Excellent officer. I know him even today. An excellent officer. Name not there. So it may fall out like that. But try to score as much as you can. So the first point was take out the DAF and try to see where I can make an impression. And have this attitude of never give up. You have to show this. I'll tell you how. Last year, one of our students, Jayashree, she lost the final merit by some 14 or 17 marks. General category student. She got some 940 or some change or 939 some change. The cutoff was 948 or something like that. 15 or 14 marks, she lost the same. Final list, no pair. She did not speak to me for a couple of days. I could understand that she is in pain, obviously, studying so much. After a week, she comes to my cabin. I had a notepad on my table. She turned that notepad and wrote, I want a rank between 1 to 50. You tell me what she did. See the determinism. She took 1 week to come out of that pain of not making it. She came back to me and said, sir, I want this. 1 to 50 mein mere ko rank chahiye. You tell me what I am supposed to do. Then I took the entire uska mark sheet nikala. Okay, here 5 marks, here 4 marks, here 10 marks, here 12 marks, you can improve. Then you will land here. That day, till today, 100% complete. Imagine, went till there, came back. She did not get good score in sociology optional and interview. Other than that, she was very good in every paper. But here and there, committed few mistakes. Again, this year, she is going for it. Determinism is there. That determinism should be visible in your personality. వాళ్ళకి మీరు లోపలికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు అరే he or she deserves to be sitting on this chair అని అనిపించాలి. Undeserving person entered the room అని అనిపించాలి. undeserving person entered the room and అనిపించుకో. So you should prove yourself that you deserve to be sitting. That you deserve to be sitting. Why? Because see, there are two schools of thought. Recently, Sanjeev Sanyal made a statement. UPSC is a waste of time. I don't agree with his point. It is not a waste of time. It is a choice that the youth make to change the fate of this country. How can that be a waste of time? You tell. Jaishankar sir went to Bangladesh. No? Will anybody go at this time? Will anybody go at this time? He dared his life, no, for the cause of the nation. He is also an ex-bureaucrat. Ajit Doval, he is also a bureaucrat. So if you talk like that, it means you undermine the contribution of such great personality. I'm sure everybody may not be Ajit Doval. Everybody may not be Jaishankar, but there are some who are. Maybe today's young IAS officer is tomorrow's Ajit Doval or tomorrow's Jaishankar. So why do you undermine their contribution in the nation? So you should give them hope. यार ये future है bureaucracy का, ये future है IPS का, ये future है foreign service का. This they should feel. If you make them feel that, you may commit few errors in the interview here and there. Wrong बोल दिया होगा. That will go sideline. You will get the good. Go with confidence. Most of the students, you know, మేము అడిగే ముందే వాడు మొహంలో స్ట్రెస్ కనిపిస్తుంది. So one girl who came young, 22 years old, stressed. I did not start the interview. I said, relax. No, stressed. I said, relax. Have water. Relax. I said, close your eyes, count for 10. Think, आराम से बैठो. Sir, I'm feeling stressed. Well, do I know you better than you? No. What you have studied, you know it better than me. Yes. If I ask that, you answer. If I don't ask that, say, sorry, sir, I don't know. Believe me, she answered all the questions. Confidence. I said, now the interview is over. Now tell me, why were you stressed? She said, unnecessarily. She said, unnecessarily. I said, yes. I understand. Stress to andarki untundi. But don't go with stress inside, because stress will switch off your mind. Don't go to the board with this stress. Okay? So wishing you, all of you, all the very best for your career in UPSC. I hope all of you will pass this exam in the very first attempt. First attempt does not mean